With the vectors or curves of the bottom of our cribbage board now created, we are ready to export these vectors from Rhino and import them into Aspire to create the toolpaths for these pockets to store our deck of cards, our cribbage pegs, and for our lid to fit on. So we're going to want to have this rabbet around our lid opening be about 1/4 inch deep, and the hole for our cards and pegs to be a little over 1/2 inch deep. So we're going to start by selecting all of our vectors. We'll turn yellow, come to our file, and we're going to say export selected. And we are going to call these cribbage board bottom vectors. And we're going to make sure we're exporting them as a AutoCAD drawing exchange or .dxf file type. And we'll hit save. And in this case I had already saved these, so I'm going to just replace the file. We're going to say OK to all of these dialog boxes that pop up, and we will have exported our files. Now we can open up our Aspire software, and we're going to create a new file. Just like the previous one, we're going to go single-sided, 14 inches by 14 inches, with a thickness of 1.25 inches. This will give us enough thickness to have the hole on the bottom side. We're going to zero from the top of our material surface, and our center will be 0, 0 will be at the center. And we'll press OK. At this point we can come to our File menu and import our vectors. We'll find our cribbage board bottom vectors and we will open those. At this point, this outside circle is just really for reference. We're going to only toolpath these inside vectors. So I'm going to click on this blue arrow so that my toolpath options pop up, and I'll select my outside rounded rectangle, and I'm going to create a pocket toolpath. The pocket toolpath is going to have a depth of 1/4 inch, which will be the thickness of our lid. And we're going to use a 1/2 inch end mill. We can select this from our list here. End mill 1/2 inch. Feed rate and speed rate will be the same. And we will press OK. We'll ramp our plunge moves and we will call this toolpath the lid pocket. And we can preview that toolpath, and you'll see a 1/4 inch pocket that our lid will fit in. At this point we have one more pocket to make. We'll select both of these by holding down the Shift key. We'll come back to our pocket toolpath, and this time we want our depth to be 5/8 of an inch from the top, but we want 5/8 of an inch from that 1/4 inch depth that we started. So we have to add 1/4 inch to 5/8. 2/8 and 1/4, that's 7/8 of an inch, which is going to be a depth of 0.8750. End mill 1/2 inch will stay the same. We'll ramp our plunge moves, and we'll call this card and peg pocket. And we'll calculate this. We can now preview all the toolpaths, and you'll see we now have this pocket for our cards and pegs to fit inside. With these done, we can save this file as cribbage board bottom cards and peg pockets, and we can save this file. And now with that we have all of the toolpaths we need to create our cribbage board, and we can move on from the computer into the shop and actually make this.